me that every time I look at the color wheel, not color wheel, but color psychology, I get overwhelmed because I'm like, okay, I get it. I get that pink does this. I get the blue does this. I get it. But it's now having to find the colors to add to my wardrobe. Oh, I could have gone, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go after this one, after these two. I'm at my intersection. It's a video vlog. Woo! There's a car behind me that's looking out, wants to overtake, but their car's on the other side. So look at God. I don't know. I get very uncomfortable when someone overtakes me, especially in the morning. It's like, if you're late, you're late. All right, let's change position because those girls also doing maneuvers. So today I'm wearing my most favorite item not most favorite, one of my favorite items for winter, which is a turtleneck. So I'm wearing a turtleneck, and today I'm wearing my thick what do you call them, pantyhose. Yesterday I wore the opaque ones that are like, I guess, a bit thicker than the usual ones, but somehow my nails tore my pantyhose. And I posted on my WhatsApp status saying, you know that video of the kid where he spills a bit of juice and he kind of just gives up on the whole mission and spills the entire juice. Spills the entire juice because of just the overwhelm of having had spilled that little bit, right? So that was pretty much me. And I could feel myself breathing heavy when that happened in the morning when I was leaving for work. But I had to just calm down. Calm down and go to work, you know? There's something that's interesting that I've been noticing this morning. It's like there is a police motorbike. So the police would come and just park there. So I don't get the gist of what he's doing. I don't get it because he's not on it today. But anyways, good morning. Good morning. Anyways, yeah, I was just telling you how. Oh, there goes my feel light. I was just telling you how that one doesn't give me anxiety. That one, no anxiety, because I just needed to refill yesterday and I didn't, so it's okay. But pantyhose tearing in the morning. I was telling my aunt. She's saying, no, I'll teach you how, not to get it to tear. And I was like, Mom, I had 2 pantyhose last year when I was pregnant. Neither of them tore, and imagine I was pulling them and tugging on them to go over my nana. And this year they decided to tear. I was just so over it. I was actually so over it. Otherwise, how are you? Welcome to my vlog. The name is Gorata.Selaledi. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share your reflections even as you watch this video. Whenever you watch this video, if you are an if you're an extraterrestrial creature that is watching this video, if you're watching this from Mars, just comment below and just go meet. Oh man, if the aliens come, I'm not gonna make it out alive. Anyways, welcome to today's vlog. I need to check our prompt for the day. Today's Wednesday, so I'm going to be following the prompt structure where I have certain topics that are related to certain areas of my content pillars every day instead of just the generic ones. So let me check and then we get into it. Today's prompt is about coaching, and I guess Wednesday will be coaching videos where I talk about, I guess, the work that I do at Story Age and how it works, I guess, just for you to be able to understand if ever you want to work with me outside of the vlogging. I guess that you'll get to see a bit of personality in terms of who I am as Gorata. But for today's video, the prompt is what coaching actually helps with, right? What coaching actually helps with. I'm going to talk about 3 things, right? So accountability, growth and change as a pillar, and accountability and taking action. I guess those number 2 and 3 are a bit loaded. But the first one is clarity, right? So for our workshop that we did in April, we were speaking to my coaching philosophy, which is calm. That is clarity being the first pillar in us building a state of calm, right? So how clarity is defined for me as a coach, it's you getting to a place where you are able to answer the question, what do you want, right? So you being able to answer the question, what do I want? And you'd find that most of the time, with the clients that I've sat with, they have an idea of what it is they want, right? But they haven't crystallized it in terms of outcomes, right? So I have an idea. I'm like, I want to lose weight, right? And one thing about coaching and what I've learned through my certification is you'd find that some goals and the way, or the language, yes, actually, from neuro-linguistic programming, the language that we use to set our goals sometimes is a stumbling block. Imagine before you even begin, you've already lost, right? So setting a goal such as I want to lose weight is negatively phrased, right? So you aren't really giving your mind much to work with in terms of what you're doing, right? And what you want. Instead, in building clarity, we would get to a place of, okay, let's establish where you are, I guess, first of all, that, okay, you're at a weight that you don't like, you feel uncomfortable in your body, it's affecting your confidence and right, and maybe also affecting how you show up in terms of your sleeping patterns and okay, cool. So once we've established that, it's then a matter of getting to a place where we speak to the reality that, oh, okay, I haven't been living very okay, good to go, great. Yeah, so it's getting to confront yourself and say, but I haven't actually been living a healthy lifestyle physically for myself, right? In terms of different areas, right? So with health, it's what you put in your body, how often you move your body, and in this case, it's then to confront that, to then say, okay, maybe I have been lazy, right? And in building clarity, it's what do you want? Do you want to get fit, right? Instead of losing weight, it's a matter of, oh wait, I want to feel comfortable in my body, and that would require me to get fit, right? So build healthy muscle, and lose and let go of all the cholesterol, right? That would then be the outcome of you building a fitness lifestyle, right? So in this case, it's a matter of we're building fitness, right? We're getting healthy, right? And also it's then really interrogating that, oh, okay, in terms of my time, in terms of my scheduling, I won't be able to maybe possibly wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym because my son is up at 5 a.m. and I have to navigate that before handing him over to my helper, right? So it's then to say, okay, looking at your schedule, your commitments, and also just what season you're navigating emotionally, it's then to decide, oh, okay, so for my workout or fitness lifestyle, this is how I am going to move my body, right? And if it means starting small, if you've never actually had any fitness in your past, it's then to realize that, oh, I can't start at 100% like everyone else. I need to start small. If it means walking, you'll go walking. If it means jogging, you go jogging. It's you realizing that you can't wake up today and then say you're going to run comrades, right? You cannot do that. You cannot do that, right? Did you know, fun fact, I don't know, if you're not a runner, or like if you don't really pay attention to that side of the world, for you to run a marathon, you have to prepare yourself before you actually go for the race. So you have to run that race before you even run the actual race, to prepare your body, right? So similarly, even as you're going through, I'd say the coaching framework that we have at Storage Consulting, in terms of building clarity, building alignment, learning, and building mastery. We do all of that repeatedly, right? Building repetition, because that is the one proven way your mind works. Building repetition in terms of really clarifying, right, that thing, if it's health and fitness, what that thing looks like now for you, right? Maybe at the beginning of the year you set the resolution to start working out, and that didn't work out, and that's okay, right? We come together at the month of June and we sit and say, oh, okay, cool. So what was the motivation behind you setting that goal? What is the why, right? So what was the bigger why in terms of you setting that goal, right? So once we've established all of that, we have a starting point in terms of conversation, because I think the biggest thing that I've realized that works in terms of my coaching methodology is us having conversation, me getting to really understand where you are and also really get to tell the language that you use, right? Because I think the way you speak to yourself concerning certain areas of your life also builds confusion or brings clarity, right? So learning and teaching you how to address this particular thing over time, over the period that will be working together, will help you to be able to actually now move into a place where you build some level of confidence and trust that you can actually accomplish this thing, right? So the second thing that coaching actually helps with, we've spoken about clarity, right? So growth and change. So we are, I'd say, as human beings, we are consistently changing, right? In as much as there's so much that happens in the world, in a day, in an hour, in a week, right? Similarly, even in your body, so much change happens. And the change that I'd want to really focus on today in terms of how coaching actually helps is the change that happens in your mind, right? The change that happens in terms of the neural pathways that we're building as we learn to build habits that will change your life and move you into a wavelength of success, right? And then when you think about growth, right, it's then realizing that there's certain things that you maybe have been living with, that you have been tolerating in your life in terms of how you've been showing up, and maybe you want to actually move from that particular place to a higher level in terms of thinking, in terms of showing up, right? So it's then questioning that to then say, oh, okay, but if right, if we were to make an experiment out of your life for the next 6 months and nothing changed, right? How would you feel at the end of 6 months? And nothing changed in 6 months. How would you feel at the end of 6 months, right? What would frustrate you about your life if nothing changed? And it's then really confronting that to then say, oh, but this particular thing in my life is causing frustration and uncertainty and anxiety and stuckness. You feeling stuck in your own life, right? And then getting to that place to say, okay, so us moving from point A to point B would then be attributed as growth in this case. I'm actually checking the time. I'm going to arrive just in time for my 8 o'clock meeting, right? So the last thing that coaching actually helps with, right, is accountability and helping you take action, right? I'd say the biggest thing about setting goals, about setting resolutions, and just having dreams is that sometimes you don't have the support that you require. Sometimes the people that are in your corner don't have the language to actually help you move from point A to B. And they don't necessarily hold you to account in terms of asking you about your project, and it makes sense because people are living their lives, right? People are busy focusing on their lanes, that they don't have time to come to you and say, oh, Gorata, how's your business going? What are you working on? And right? And another thing, given that part of my coaching incorporates emotional intelligence, is the fact that we get to a place where we use tools, proven tools that help you build motivation, right? Personal power in you being able to motivate yourself to get up and get things done, right? To get up and get things done, right? Yeah. So in thinking about that, to then look at your life to then say, but am I taking actions that are moving me closer to my goals? And if I'm not, why is that? And you'd find that I'd say the biggest pathway that we try break in terms of rewiring your brain through coaching, is breaking fear, breaking uncertainty, and breaking anxiety as mindsets, right? And the biggest one being fear. Like, it's a very interesting, I think it's been a very interesting year in terms of the clients that I've had. It's like when we're having conversation, I can actually tell that, wait a minute, there's fear here. Oh, look at the sun, we have arrived. That there's fear here. There's a certain language we use when we are sitting and entertaining fear, and there's certain actions that we take as well when we are sitting and entertaining fear. And it's so blatant. Like, I can tell, like, when someone is like, oh no, I can't do this, da, 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 da. But I'm like, wait a minute, but you're scared. Why are you scared? Like, what's so scary about this particular thing, right? And I think coming out of a season where I've lost someone I love, death confronts you, and in thinking about life in grand scheme, it's like life isn't actually that hard. The hardest thing is you actually dying without you accomplishing and doing what God has placed you on the earth to accomplish, right? Anyways, I'm actually arriving at work. I wasn't even sure that I'd be able to complete my what do you call it? I wasn't even sure that I'd be able to complete. Oh, someone took my parking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna complete what do you call it? Let me focus on the parking just for a minute because I have this meeting that I need to get to. Yeah, so I was not sure. You're right. Just let me focus on this parking situation code. Anyways, I gotta go. See you tomorrow. I'll see you in the elevator.